I'll very briefly just say hi to everybody that has decided to use this hour with us here in the Natconsumers project. Thank you very much for taking your time. We think we have achieved quite a lot in the past 6 months, and we would very much like you to get an update of all the things that we have done. So I'm Thomas Mikkelsen from VARS ECT. I will be chairing this afternoon session. And basically, I'll start by giving a very, very brief introduction on what we have done in the past 6 months. Let me see how we can make this to work. The agenda of today's webinar is, as I said, a very brief status report from my side. Then we have 3 presentations. Mika Sastaboinen will be presenting about the Changing Behavior Project, and we're very happy about that. PSE member of Natconsumers. Then Sultan Committee will tell us some details about the load profiles and consumer classification that we have made in the project. And last but not least, Alejandro Bayon will tell us about how we are proceeding in the implementation of the natural language process. In the end, we will have a time, hopefully, for some question and answers, but we will also have 5 minutes in the end of each presentation if there are certain things that you just want to have clarified. If there are no questions, we will just move on to the next presentation. So again, thank you very much for joining us. We will now move on to the first brief status from my side. One of the things that we have learned is that when we establish a natural language of energy, we basically need to start finding out who it is that we are talking to. It is the first step, and we have realized that natural language of energy is a process. It's not something that is just defined once and for all. It needs basically always to evolve. So in order to do that, the first step will always be to identify who is it that we are talking to. After that, the next step in the process is as we are saying, to establish continuity and to understand more in detail what it is that the customers that we are engaging with actually wants. We need to fulfill their wishes. It's not so much only a question of reducing energy consumption. We need to understand what it is that is of value to every customer and basically highlight that and make the whole communication around what it is that the customers value. We have realized that energy reduction in itself is not something that we can just take as granted that people will actually react to. And the thing is that this is a never-ending process. We have to keep being relevant. And one interesting thing was that we then just a very brief months ago had this design jam in London where we invited 15 designers for 3 days, and we had one goal, as it states here, to establish exactly that kind of communication methodology that we thought could actually work as we have imagined it in the project. I'll only show you here very briefly one such interesting idea. Here it is, the house monsters. We have collected a whole lot of different interesting ideas, and we can assure you that we'll be sharing these ideas with you in a coming webinar. For this time, though, I'll just show you this interesting one. It's related to what we could call the Pokemon kind of gaming, and it is going around your household and catching all the house monsters that are using all your energy. An interesting concept, and one of those that came up during the session, the design jam that we had. As I said, much more to come. Now I'm very happy to give the microphone and the screen to Mika Sastamoinen. I'll do it right away.